Monster Integration by N1. Chapter 121 To the Marshland 2. Be cautious and careful today, keep yourself and your teammates safe, said Rachel as we were about to leave the camp. Max's group already waiting outside, Rachel quickly deactivated the protection artifact and us all get out. There is monster outside this time as they were all killed by Max's group, soon two of our group merged with Rachel and Max's lead. As we travel toward the marsh, we come across many monsters but in front of 1,000 people, they were quickly finished. If it was our group only, it would have taken us some time, but with two groups they were easily killed as nearly 10 people against one monster. I got quite lucky earlier as I was able to make a killing strike and took the monster core for myself, as rules state that the one who made finishing strike will get the monster core. I fought tens of monster by the time we reached the boundary of the marshland in the late morning and with only a few injuries, which is surprising compared to the past 2 days. Fuck. I said as I looked at the marshland, it beautiful and dangerous at the same time. Still, calm water, but sometimes as a monster would come out of water and will kills its prey at one strike before dragging it underwater. Big groups of various monsters could be seen, it would be very dangerous if travel close to them. It's good thing that marsh is quite large and there are many ways to choose as long as one doesn't mind getting dirty. I forcefully called back Ashlyn inside me as marsh had very few trees to hide and many bird monsters which could eat her single bite. She is quite angry as forcefully called her inside me. I don't like force Ashlyn to do she doesn't, but when it comes to her safely, I don't care how angry she is. Max and Rachel talked for a while before choosing the way into the marsh. Many monsters attacked but all were killed by force of 1,000 people, no group of the monster was able to last more than minutes. We were just walking while killing the monster when hundreds and hundreds of monsters jumped toward us from the lake suddenly. They're coming so fast and their noise so loud that we barely had a chance to react. Croak croak croak. Against these monster, our quantity won't work as they are many as us and have. Squirt squirt spewert. I dodged some water jet attacks that I could and defended some with the shield that I couldn't dodge. There are more than 1,000 this giant squirt frogs come out of the water and started to attack with water jets. That water jet attack is extremely fierce, more dangerous than the sword strike. If it hit, then it will directly pierce the body. When all the squirt frogs come out of it, I am shocked by their numbers. There are about 1,500 frogs. We have to kill them quickly. If other monster group attacked in the midst, we will be in serious danger. I quickly recall all the information that Rachel had given about these squessel fast. They live in a large group. I can see that in front the water jets and long tongue which is used to wrap the enemies with. It has great speed and mediocre defense. I heaved a sigh of relief thinking it has a mediocre defense. The monster I hate to fight most is the one with a high defense like Black Arath bears yesterday. They were a bitch to kill. I attacked the closest quest frog in front of me, which also at the initial level of specialist grade. Squirt squirt, it attacked me water jets as it saw me coming. Already expecting this, I quickly dodged it quickly and attacked toward it. Fuff, just as I am about to attack it, it quickly jumped high and released its tongue in midair. I stopped my attack quickly and dodged its tongue. But the danger isn't over yet. Another squirtle frog not far from me attacked me with water jet. Leaving no choice, I had to use my shield to defend while keeping EY out the previous squessel from who was landed not far from me. Slice. As soon as it landed, it also attacks me water jet, which I had to deflect with my sword. The water jet is a very dangerous attack. As long as it hit you, it will leave with you serious injuries, but there is one good thing about the attack, that you can easily defend against it with your shield and sword. First tide. Second tide. I quickly activated the power of my skill, ran toward Squirt Frog. The third tide. I shouted as I got closer to Square Frog. My speed increased suddenly. As I am reaching near to it, I can see it flexing the muscle to jump while releasing the water jet. Slice. I directly sliced apart the water jet as I ran toward the monster, not wanting to give any moment to the monster as it is jumping. Spurt. I sword strike by monster skin as it jumped high. Its blood could be seen coming out of its wound. Despite using third strike, I was not able to injure it seriously. Croak, it still cried out mournfully as this wound isn't light either. It had underestimated me. It would have jumped way too early but just teased me. It waited till I reached near it to attack. Well, it paid the price. It would have been nice if I have heavily injured it. Squirt. Fuck. I shouted as another monster attacked me with water jet from behind. This fucking sneaky monster, if not suddenly feeling extreme danger and dodging the water jet on time, I would have been definitely dead as that fucking monster aiming for the head. Seeing that monster had jumped far from me, I decided to attack the second squirt frog. The fight goes on for a while. No matter how many times I tried to attack, as I got closer it will always jump out before I could reach it. I can't attack one monster without a second one obstruction me. I have to careful of a sneak attack from another frog. Last time I used my skill, I wasn't able to even hit it. It jumped before I could reach it, and when it landed all power of skill is fizzled out. I fought and fought without any gain against monsters, but I was hit 4 times by its water jets. It's good thing that I had armor on or I would have been serious trouble. First tide. Second tide, I activated my skill and ran towards the monster to attack it. This is the first time I went this close to the monster. If I able to heavily injure, killing it will be easy then. Squirt squirt. Dodging the water jet attacks both of monster, I ran towards it furiously. Third tide. I activated the power of the third tide when I half close to them. I was able to reach it when the monster jumped suddenly. Damn. I said as my attack failed and about to give up when I saw something from the corner of my eyes. An idea comes to my mind and I decided to try it before the power of the skill ran out. Ah! I screamed loudly and threw away my sword at the squirt frog, which is midair. Chapter 122 to the Marshland 3. Whoosh! My sword flew in the air like a spear toward the monster. I know the sword katana that I used most unsuitable for throwing as a curved sword, and I have very little experience in throwing weapons. I've only practiced throwing a weapon at school for a very short time. Puck! My sword pierced the monster lower jaw and went up, feeling no resistance from the monster defenses. It pierced its defenses as it is butter. The sword kept going and directly pierced its brain, erasing all the signs of life it has in its eyes. The monster was so startled seeing sword coming toward it that it didn't even move its tongue to protect itself by deflecting the sword. Ah! I only come to myself when water jet of other monster grazed my arm. I was so startled seeing my sword killing the monster that I hadn't come to myself for a while. I threw my sword on the whim as I saw a girl throwing short knives at frog which is in midair. I mostly thought it will be missed or get defended by its tongue like girl's knives. Might only hope that my sword strike and injure it a little, so, power of my strike didn't go waste, but did not expect it to directly kill it. Thud. The monster's body fell on the ground as it completed its inertia and fell into the ground. Dodging the water jet's attacks, I took out the bloody sword out of the monster's body. Fuck, I cursed as another water jet by my waist. This fucking monster, I will definitely kill him now that I had only one to concentrate. Let's see how much time you last. I said as I lightened my sword with fire to burn the filthy monster blood on it. I call back the fire as it is next to no use in the combat as its power is too low, it not worth wasting mana on it. Croak croak, it croaked toward me as it attacks with several water jets, which dodged and ran toward it to attack. Swish, it dodged my strikes and jumped far as I cannot reach by the time it lands. And even jumping, it didn't forget attack as it kept attacking me with its water jets. If it were to land in my range, then it will be directly under my blade, waiting to be killed. There is a reason why this monster called rated upper C. Despite its weak defense and predictable attacks, it is damn hard to catch. Speed trumps it all, they say. Its evasive jumps also type of speed. As long as you are fast enough, you can dodge any attack and kill anyone without him realizing, as long as you are fast enough. That is why I am so jealous of Jill's ability. With the speed, he can do much more. I would have looked for her, but I don't have a moment of time as Square Frog never stopped attacking me with its water jets. Its attacks had become even more consistent after I killed the other monster by fluke. I have played with this monster for 10 minutes before I could use my skill again and try to kill it. Without using skill, it is extremely hard has to kill monsters in this forest. I don't think I will be able to kill the weakest monster in this forest. Croak. It croaked and sent its tongue toward me like a whip. Seeing it coming, I quickly dodged with the help of my boots. Like its water jet attacks, its tongue is also dangerous. It used its tongue to capture the prey and sometimes as a defense against the attacks which it can't dodge. Once caught in the tongue, coming out of really tricky. I quickly drank the potion as it jumped in the air. This is only time I get a few moments of rest before it started its relentless attacks. Throwing the potion bottle, I ran toward the place where it's about to land, but again my speed greatly reduced its relentless attacks, and by the time I reached near it, it already jumped again. I feel so frustrated that I would never able to catch it this way. To kill it I would either need a long-range skill or weapon. Throwing sword again won't work again as it keeping eye on me and its tongue already out to defend against it. It would have been another thing if I specialized in mid to long range attack, but I am close combat fighter and the last time my sword killing it was a complete fluke. Still, I will buy a few throwing knives and take lessons about it. It's always good to have another trump card. As for the long range skill, I have it fire strikes but didn't fulfill the condition to use it and it will take a lot of time to fulfill that condition. Soon the 10 minutes over and I can use my skill again, but I did not use it right. I will use it at the right moment. If I use it right now, maximum I barely able to injure or it will just before I could even reach it, totally wasting my skill. I want to find a perfect moment and then strike it. I will wait for it even if it takes 20 minutes. Time passes on as I keep chasing as it kept attacking me and jumping when I about to reach it. As I usually coming toward it to attack I notice something coming behind the monster, seeing smile bloomed in my face. First tide. Second tide. Third tide. This is a perfect opportunity one was waiting for. If I had used my skill earlier I wouldn't have able to do it right now, totally missing the opportunity. Croak. It creaked loudly and spewed countless water jets at me and prepare to jump. Slice. Slicing few water jets while dodging some, I ran closer to it. Dub. It jumped as I got close enough. Seeing it I smiled. Bitsy now. I shouted. Jill's monster who had come to help me and wanted to attack but stopped it, shooting my head. We had fought together many times in Wasteland and she knew me quite good and can understand my body language perfectly. After I said attack, it attacked. It ran and then jumped swiftly. The Bitsy jump is higher than the Squirt Frog. Squirt Frog got alarmed seeing Bitsy directly above it in midair and now attacking it with its horn down. Crow-ask. Croaking loudly, it used its tongue to capture Bitsy but effortlessly leveraged the tongue and increased its speed of attack. Her speed instantly increased as she leveraged the monster tongue and attack with her horn. Bam! Bitsy attacked monster head with full power in midair and due to force, the front fell down with a loud thud. Thud. Croak. Bitsy's attack and fall from the sky did not seriously injure it and it is about to get up when I directly appeared beside it and brought down my sword with the power of the third tide. It can't even open its mouth to let out its tongue or attack with a water jet as it just as great fall and was able to control its body, so my sword directly pierced thought its skull without feeling any resistance. Poochie. I pierced its skull before it could make any unexpected moves that save it life. Chapter 123 Gigantification I. After I removed the core from the Squirt Frog, I turned to Bitsy who was looking around excitedly. She must be looking for Ashlyn. In this few days, Ashlyn had given Bitsy so many fruits and herbs that she always looks to Ashlyn for treats. I smiled, seeing her excitedly looking for Ashlyn. She is not outside. Before we entered the marshland, I asked her to come inside me. The marshland is open and if she flew with her meager strength any birdie that flying above could eat her in a single bite. She is still very angry at me for keeping her inside forcefully. Thank Bitsy. I said as patted her head. She is now feeling for not finding Ashlyn. Here. I said as I took out fruit from my backpack and feed it to her. Fawn. She fawns happily and kissed my cheeks with tongue before running back toward Jill who is fighting a little far away. I look around the battlefield. I am quite surprised to find only about 30% of monster remains. The whole battlefield is spread in a circular fashion. Inside the rough circle around 1,000 people had fought the monsters. As I watched the battlefield for some time, I noticed a quite interesting thing. A large group of peak-level evolvers had spread around the boundary of camp to kill any stray monster that comes into the battlefield. These people are really very strong. There is a hill of bodies beside them and some even standing on the hill of bodies. In the whole battlefield, only 2 people are not fighting, they are Max and Rachel. Ever since we entered the forest, Rachel never took out our weapon and fought. Whatever monster come toward Rachel and Max, it was quickly killed by Max's spear. Max need one move, just one move to kill the monster same level as him. There is no strain on his face when he kills them. It feels like a casual blow from him, it probably is. He doesn't even use his full strength, much less use his skills. Looking at Max, my eyes filled with resolve to become stronger grew even firmer. I also want to become strong enough to kill the highest grade monster will be killed by a casual attack. Ha 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 ha. Such an idiot. I suddenly started to laugh suddenly, and those who had seen what happened also started to laugh. Just now, one of the corporal level archers killed the monster bird which is prepared to attack, but it was shot and killed. The funny thing is, the monster body had fallen on a boy directly, and it's not like that boy was busy fighting, he was also like me, was watching the archer killing a bird monster. Although it's likely he is dead, but he sure has broken lots of bones, and I was right when people brought him out of the dead monster body. He looked so wretched that he is barely able to move his body. People had to feed him potion from their hands. In 20 minutes fight had finished, and when I saw Jill coming toward me, I got startled because her aura had completely changed. She had leveled up, she is now mid-level of specialist stage. What did you give to Bitsy? She said, but before I could say anything, she cut in. After eating it she got the feeling of level, and after integrating we leveled up. That fruit must have accidentally triggered Bitsy, and she leveled up, as I am sure that fruit is not miracle fruit. Every night ask Ashlyn to double check if there is any miracle fruit in the fruits she had brought. This fruit must have had something that triggered Bitsy breakthrough. If it had eaten by any other monster, the effect would not be the same. Ashlyn ate tens of these fruits daily, but any fruit didn't give any enhancement except for the miracle fruit she ate at the first forest. It's just fruit that Ashlyn brought, I said, and gave her hug on being level up. Jill and I had become a very good friend in such short contact. I feel more comfortable with her than Rhea. She is exactly the opposite of Ellen, who is quite personally opposite to her. Jill is quite expressive. I massaged my head when I thought of Ellen. Except for my parents, Ellen is also one which I had to explain a lot of things. With her intelligence, she had probably guessed I had entered this realm. I can only pray when my parents called her, she will have a good presence of mind to give me parents good excuse on my absence. Times passes on, and by the late afternoon, I fought against 8 monsters in 5 hours. As we went deeper into the marsh, the dangerous monster had become. The third monster that I fought nearly had taken a bite of my arm. It is a shout of my teammate, did I able to save my arm from getting chewed up by monsters. Fighting every monster is a dangerous risk. Thank God till now, no one dead till now. But many get crippled every day while fighting. It's their luck that Rhea had regenerative potion and grade 1 cheap compared higher grade, but is still cost $500,000, which they will have to pay after getting out of this realm. I hate this mud. No matter how much I cleaned up, it will still dirty my suits. Few minutes later, Jill said as removed mud off her suit. I smiled seeing her doing that. As long as mud did not touch my hands and feet, I will not clear. Although the suits are stain free, the mud's still going to stick on your clothes every few minutes as you walk on the mud. Dud, dud. Earth started to shake suddenly. We quickly activate our weapons ready for a fight. Soon the monster started to come out one of another. Sawtooth earthworms, I shouted seeing Minster. This monster is one of the dangerous monsters in the marsh. Once caught in their sawtooth-like teeth, one will directly turn to paste. Tens of monsters started to come and attack. Shook shook shook, the earth shook like crazy and I near fall. Half of the people really did fell. We survived because we were far away. What the hell is happening? I question as it feels like fucking earthquakes. Bam. 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 3 loud booms rang out and their gigantic monsters come out of the earth. They are so big that the biggest monster I've ever fought against looked dwarf in front of them. Chapter 124 Gigantification 2. What the hell are they? I shouted the top of my lungs. 3 gigantic sawtooth earthworm had suddenly appeared front us. I've never seen monsters so big. These 3 monsters are about 55 meter tall and looked really scary, especially their rotating saw-like teeth. They put fear in one's heart. And the weirdest thing is, their aura matched their smaller 10-meter counterpart. The only difference between them is their giant size and stronger aura of peak specialist grade. Asterisk hashtag percent asterisk and asterisk percent. Jill muttered something in shock that I wasn't able to hear. What? I asked. Gigantification. She said while still looking at the 3 giant monsters. Gigantification what? I asked back. I never heard this word before, although I can understand words' meaning, but I don't know what is represented. It is a phenomenon which happened to the monster under certain condition. She said. Look at these 3 monsters, their condition called gigantification, their reason it can happen. First, is they are in this way, second they have eaten something which made them gigantic, but I didn't think these 2 conditions are responsible for that, as there is the third condition which is likely to the reason of 3 monsters' gigantification. She continued. The third reason is this realm. In this realm, no life form can cross the corporal stage, and many monsters stayed peak of corporal grade but could never level up. Very rarely a mutation occurs in the monster where its size started to increase and so is its power with it, but it will still stay the same level and its actual battle power will increase many folds, Jill explained. This also can happen. I exclaimed. This seemed quite impossible if one thinks so, but really can happen. Seeing my belief in nature further reinforced, no matter how impossible thing is, nature always leave a way to make it possible. I notice one thing, that talking about these monsters, I didn't sense any shred of fear from her voice. Looking at these giant monster, even I've become very scared. I am a little confused seeing that. She must have a lot of confidence that someone from the camp could easily kill them. I wanted to ask her the reason for her confidence, but the question is private and may look intrusive, so I didn't ask. Rachel and Max started to order everyone back down from the giant monster's range as they were roaring loudly and attack at any moment. There are about 500 normal sawtooth earthworms had come out of the earth, but they are not in my immediate range. I would have gone to help those who were sawtooth earthworms, but I am too interested in watching how they deal with these gigantic monsters. I am not the only one. There are hundreds of people like myself who are rooted in spot watching giant monster instead of helping. All corporal grade evolver to engage in combat, quickly finish as soon as possible. Those who failed to do so will be punished. Max's voice boomed across the whole battlefield. Many corporal levels who were going to watch giant monster fighting cursed loudly and went to fight at their quickest speed, especially those from Max's group. Looks like the punishment which is Max announced is some serious issue in the game. Seeing Max's group's corporal level are hastily gone to fight, our groups also left with cursing. 3 gigantic saw-tooth earthworm monster hadn't attacked yet, they were just growling at Max and Rachel in front of them. Both of them look very heroic and awe-inspiring as they stood in front of the gigantic monster. Some even started to take photo and video, especially girls. As they were screaming Max's name, people never change. In this dangerous environment they forgetting the danger and cheering for their idols who are going to fight big bad monsters. I am also taking video from my HoloWatch, but from different reason. I am doing for research purposes. I want to see how super elite or organizations fought. Roher, with loud roar 3 monsters attack at the same time. Max unhurriedly activated his spear, which is twice large the normal short spear that he used. I got surprised seeing Rachel's weapon. It is longbow, little bigger than the normal size bow. So, she is an archer. Max swiftly ran toward the monster while Rachel pulled the string of her bow and fiery red arrow manifested. Max jumped as came close to the monster, his jump quite high. Roar monster roared while broad as the large mouth of rotating sawteeth in front of Max as if to eat him and turned him into a paste. But when monster about to take a bite, he dodged mid-air. His dodging extremely fast and gravity-defying. I can even see how he dodged such near attack so perfectly. Dodging its mouth, suddenly Max's spear turned faint green and he attacked. The attack was so amazing that it is best to attack I've ever seen in my life. It is both beautiful and lethal. Max's green spear had drawn a single bloodied line from it head to tail. The wood looked heavy and deep as a fountain of blood started to flood from it. Roar! Sawtooth Earthworm had roared in pain as it wound long as its body. Show off. He clearly has the strength to directly kill it in one move, but he chose to show off as always, said Jill with a scoff. While on the other hand, Rachel is holding back two monsters with her bow, and both of these monster condition didn't look good as their whole bodies blotched with holes and heavy blood could be seen coming out their holes. If this going on, with the speed Rachel releasing arrows, both of the monsters will be dead in less than 5 minutes. Roar! 3 of the giant monster kept reading mournful cried as their bodies riddled with heavy injuries. Max's attacking monster is like, he is carving art on the monster skin, everything about it looked beautiful, even the blood flowing out on the monster body in a certain fashion that it doesn't look filthy and disgusting. While 2 monsters that Rachel's shooting at looked life if they'd been skewed with the nail gun. The monsters tried to fight back, but they were powerless like a bunch of chickens in front of Max and Rachel's strength. Chapter 125 Gigantification 3. Roar roar, the monsters let out mournful cries as Rachel and Max kept showering them with their constant attacks. Rachel's archery no use to me, but Max's evasive movements I am more interested in. The way he makes moves in midair felt unreal, it's like he produces footing for himself in midair. I really want to see how he did that, but his movements are so fast that couldn't catch. The good thing I am recording it in my HoloWatch camera. I will able to see it later in slow motion. I hope I will find some clues about how he did it. They are taking way too long to kill these monsters, it's like they are giving the show. I completely expected this from Max, but at least Rachel could have finished these 2 monsters quickly, she said in annoyance. Unlike Jill, I am too happy for the fight to last long. I feel like I am learning every new thing when I am watching them fight. I am not the only one, so many people also thought so as they were watching in utter concentration. I am amazed by the strength of Rachel and Max. These super elites of the organization are really powerful. Every attack of them efficient and without wasted movement, and they are not even using their skills, it's just their common moves. I have seen the fights of peak corporal grade evolvers, but they were paled compared to this. It's not like both of them using too much power, 80% is their technique and rest 20% is their power. It is especially true for Max. His fighting technique made from his combat style and fighting experience, such a technique could only be developed after honing through thousands of battles. Thud. Thud. Thud, 3 monsters fell on the ground consecutively. Seeing Rhea killed her minister, Max also killed the monster next second after piercing its monster. The fight looked like it had been going on for long, but when I looked at my HoloWatch to close the video shooting, it's barely 3 minutes, which surprised me little. The core of a giant monster is the size of an adult fist, compared to thumb-size core that normal corporal level monster has. I feel really jealous that core would definitely sell for whipping price, the high price it will get not for its usefulness but for its rareness. I really want to have the strength to fight such monsters. These super elites of the organization are completely different from other members. They can kill normal corporal level like ants. There must be huge secret to their training. Killing the rest of Sawtooth monsters only took 15 minutes. It's all thanks to the fight of Rachel and Max that pumped everyone up, and they finished the fight in the quickest time. You guys must have many space realms for training, more dangerous than this? I ask. Training of their elites and super elites couldn't be done a place like a republic where there is no challenge as long as you go deeper in the forest. To train such elite member, one needs specialized training facilities and controlled fighting environment where they could increase and decrease difficult on the training requirement. Yes, we have many realms of many difficulties, we use them both for resources and training. As I thought, they can't train and grow with only resources in the republic. They will need special resources that are only found in special realms like this. Only at corporal stage, the real journey of Evolver starts, said Jill with a sigh. I look at her confusedly. If the corporal stage is the real start, then what are private stage and specialist stage are for? How? I asked confusedly. I'll tell you in the future, she said mysteriously. Seeing she is acting all mysterious, didn't force her, she will tell me when the time comes. As we traveled through the marshland, we come across many monsters. No matter how many monsters come into our way, we killed them without any mercy. Stop. Max's voice rang out. Hearing this voice, quickly readied our weapons. Stop command of Max means that a large number of monster will attack us soon. He also used this command an earlier and large group of monster had attacked us not after. I waited with my bated breath as gripped my sword and readied my shield to fight against any monster that came. Fuck. I cursed out loud when I saw the first monster come out of Clearwater Lake not far from. Not I totally understand why Max's cursed heavily at the boy who was walking toward that Clearwater Lake to drink the water. He would have definitely died if he had gone near it. Even Rachel and Max weren't able to save him, no matter how powerful they are. Fuck, why is my luck is so bad? Cursed a girl loudly not far from me. Not only her, many people cursed seeing this monster. Yellow skin alligators, bipedal monsters like black earth bear. They can be called better version black earth bears. A true lower B grade monster. Its defense is comparable to black earth bears and its speed faster than black earth bear, but most important thing about these monsters. The most dangerous thing about them is their head and claws, both of which they are really dangerous. It had a big head with V-shaped snout which contains razor-sharp teeth which could easily take a bite head of any person, and yellow skin uses his head in the fight as much as it uses the claws, which is really terrifying. It 15 inches long claws, which are comparable to knives. Once they landed on someone they will pierce it without obstruction. First I thought only 100 some are coming, but as the time passed, their quantity hand reach whopping 1,000 and more are coming out of them. Seeing that, Max, who happily talking with Rachel and her friend, stopped and activated the weapon. He waited for a few seconds and seeing monsters still are coming, he directly went toward a group of monsters that were coming toward us. Not only Max, but Rachel also took out her longbow and started to pull the string of her bow. Chapter 126, Getting Out of Marsh Eye. I got little startled seeing Rachel taking out her bow and started shooting. She had only taken out her bow once to fight against giant sawtooth earthworm monsters. Compared to her, Max had no such reservation. In the whole day today, he had killed any monster that attacked him. Rachel started shooting arrows after arrows. Each arrow would strike on the head of the monster, killing it in second. As Max reached inside a group of monster, every swing of his spear would kill a monster. They kept killing as more and more monsters started coming out of the lake. What kind power is this? I shouted, completely losing my mind. Just two people have killed hundreds of monsters within a few minutes, and it's not like they had killed smallest ones, they had especially targeted the largest ones. Is this madness? I said in my mind, both of them killing monsters same level as chicken and they killing it hundreds in a few minutes. This is not their full power, they haven't broken seal on their powers yet, said Jill. I would have asked her what she means by seal yet, but I was too busy to watch the fight to concentrate on her words. Soon Rachel stopped shooting arrows and Max has returned to his original place near Rachel. They combined killed more than 500 monsters and only stopped when they saw monsters coming out of the lake, leaving 1,000 some monster to fight against us. It is really crazy, to kill more than 500 monsters in 20 minutes, such strength, I would do nearly anything for such strength. Thousands of monsters roared like crazy at Rachel and Max. They may have become mad due to the influence of foreign energy, but they still follow their instinct. After seeing so many their kin had been killed by the Rachel and Max, they just growl at but did not take a step to attack them. After growling at them for some time, thousands some monster had turned to is with sadness and anger. They could not take revenge at Max and Rachel, but they sure can take that on is. The monster charged at us crazily, running with their humanoid legs and waving sharp long claws at us. I readied my sword and shield and prayed that the monster I fight would be at the initial level of specialist grade. Soon monster clashed with us, some monster also ran toward us, flinging mud as they ran. I started circulating the 7th move of Supreme Combat Exercise. I was lucky enough to advance 2 more moves today. I hope that I would be enough to fight against this monster. The group of the monster came closer and I was relieved to seeing there are some initial level monster in them. Seeing the group is separating, I ran toward the lone initial level monster who was nearest to me. Clank! I countered my sword and I had to take a few steps back just to dissolve the force. Fuck, it's strong. I shouted. It was quite a surprise move as the monster wasn't looking at me. It still countered hastily and was able to use its full power but still able to push me back with a casual strike of it. Roar. Without giving me a choice, it attacked me with both of its knife-like claws. Its speed was so fast that I am barely able to muster my defense. Clank, clank, clank. My sword and shield clashed against its claws. Whoosh, fuck. I cursed, just as its sword and shield were crashing against my sword. Its mouth with the razor-sharp mouth is also moving toward my head to take a bite. I can still hear the sound and feel the breath by ear as its mouth chopped down. It is a real feeling of death which I felt countless times in this realm. Due to it being 7 meters tall, I saw its mouth coming toward me and timely avoided its mouth while retreating using the recoil of the clash. This time I was prepared as it attacked me. I countered as an attack well. I thank whatever god I pray for giving me the initial level monster to fight. If it was a mid-level monster, there would have been many holes in my body and I would not be far from death's door. Against this initial level, I barely defending myself, then there is no talking what mid or peak level would do to me. Yes. I shouted loud as I am retreating from the force of the attack. I broke past the 7th circulation and entered the 8th. I can't seem to find the opportunity to use my skill. Its defense is almost impenetrable. If I activated my skill right now, it will stop by its claws and I will not able to injure it, even a bit. I will keep looking for the opportunity and will only activate my skill when I am sure it will some use. Slice. Shit. I said as my shoulder sliced by a claw of monster. It's good thing that moved on time and its claw did not reach the bone, otherwise, my whole shoulder would have been gone. Every time I clashed against yellow skin crocodile except for claws, I had to be careful of its mouth as well. It bites toward me head every time my weapon clashed with it and I had to save my head from its mouth. Even slight mistake on my part and my head will be chomped by this yellow skin crocodile. Time passed on and injuries of my body kept increasing, but I never found any good chance to attack and I am running out of patience as injuries on my body kept increasing. The only good thing happens at this time to forget the pain of injuries of my body. I circulated the exercise without care and able to reach the 10th cycle, but the pain of the 10th cycle is really killing me and I just wanted to stop it, but if I stopped, I will get injured more often and likely end up dead, and because of that fear I kept circulating it. Running out of patience, I decided to use my skill and see if I could able injure it. If I didn't even try, then this monster will slowly win away from my strength and kill me at last. First tide. Second tide. Third tide. I simultaneously activated the power of 3 tides and attack. Clank. My sword and shield with full power 3rd tide clash against it. Despite my speed and strength 3 times stronger, its claws clash against it and except slight tremor from the body there no reaction from its body. I am surprised, but I expected this and already made plan. Dodging its bite by craning my neck, I prepared to withdraw my sword, my halfway in withdrawing when, as if it senses what I am going to do, its claw suddenly clamped on my sword and wouldn't let go. Chapter 127, Getting Out of Marsh 2. My face turned pale seeing its claw latched on the sword while other claw also launched my shield. Grr. Growling weirdly, it mouth again come down on me. Seeing that my mind lost, if stayed in this position one more minute, it will definitely have my head. I have to do something very quickly. I only have one choice, but I don't want to do that. I can easily manipulate the size of my shield and sword. By doing that, I will escape from its clutches, but I do that then I will be seriously in trouble. I have seen undisguised lodging and greed in the eyes of normal adventurers when they looked an elite member of organization wield knight-grade artifact. Till now, I haven't manipulated the size of sword and shield openly. If I do that now, some people definitely noticed and I will get in a lot of trouble once I get out. I might even get killed. I have many times seen friends killed the simple monster core and I have freaking knight-grade artifacts, too. At that, I will not use that option as long I will see no option other than that. Ah! I screamed loudly in my mind and use all the skills power coursing through my body, even started circulating supreme combat exercise madly, without any care for pain. Chi-ing my sword and shield come at it, and I swiftly put some distance as seeing it still in shock and drank bottle of potion while being pleasantly surprised seeing I broke into the 11th circulation of supreme combat exercise. Roar. It roars with anger and came at me with a fierce expression. Seeing its craftiness last time, from this time I mostly focused on dodging and only clashed with when there is no option, and even then I quickly take away my sword and shield before it tried to grab them again. I perfectly understand if I fell into a predicament as earlier, there is an 80% chance that my head end up in its teeth, and I don't want that happen. We continue to fight and injuries of my body keep increasing. It a good thing that I drank potion earlier which giving me little relief about my injuries, but it is big. If these injuries kept piling on, then even healing potion won't able to save me if injuries exceed its limitations. One thing has me solace is mournful cries around me. It let me know that I am not the only one who is wretched state, there are many others like me who are wretched under the monster's constant attacks. Their scream and cries were even worse than me. I really want to crane my neck and looked at them, but I can't divert my attention even for a moment. Clank clank clank. I clash against it with high vigilance. It had many times to grab my sword and shield, but I quickly take them back, out of its reach. I had been searching for the perfect chance to use the skill, but this damn monster is not giving me any openings to attack. That's the main problem of it. I had tried one other time, but it's no use. It was still able to counter my skill with its claws. I don't know what I am going to do other than just keep fighting like crazy. There is one option, but it is a very desperate one, and I don't want to use unless I see no other option, even smallest one. The option in my mind is that to use the power of fourth tide forcefully. Normally there are two conditions to use fourth tide or above. The first one must have 4 seals of supreme combat exercise, and other is to be at corporal level. The first 3 tides of 9 raging tides are considered half skills, and 4th to 9 tides are considered the skill. If I used skill forcefully, it would be very dangerous with unforeseen circumstances, unlike night grade skill which had no distinction half skill and skill. There is a difference between night grade skill and grade 1 skill, which is 9 raging tides. Night grade skill, the lowest level they that may be, are more than 10 times powerful than normal grade 1 skill. One is like a thatched hut while other is a big brick house. There is a difference of foundation between them. Most of night grade skills are the only corporal or above grade evolvers as per its condition. Even the skill that Rhea got can only be used by corporal grade or above. I can say, I was quite lucky to get an elemental type night grade skill which brought down its restrictions on the user. I can use it as long as I have enough mana, and it is pure enough. I sigh internally when I thought that, because of the great limit, my mana purity had been increasing at a very slow rate. It will take month even in this realm, much less outside, to reach 90% purity. Jill had used 2 skills so far. One is probably grade 1 and other I am sure is night grade. That spindle skill definitely is night grade. Even against the hard defenses of Black Earth Bear it did not feel any resistance, it pierced through it like it was butter. Jill's mana had reached that purity somehow. I have read that no method or medicine could purify mana after 65%, but I am sure various organizations have their means around it. Slice. Fuck. I cursed as my hand had nearly cut by its claws, but due to instinct, I quickly move it back and only grazed by it. There is no other way. I said, exasperation as quickly cast a look over my body. My whole body became bloodied and even my face was saved. The accumulation of these injuries became serious and I can feel slight weakness started to creep inside my body. If I didn't do anything soon enough, I would have to suffer very serious consequences or even death. The sky had started to darken, but the fight is still going on in full force and there seems to be no rescue. Making my mind, I decided to use that option. From what I see there is no option but that. First tide. Second tide. Third tide. I shouted and attacked the monster. It swiftly moved his claws to intercept my sword as it going tower its chest, but as my sword and its claws at a short distance. Fourth tide. I shouted and forcefully activated the power of the fourth tide without care. The next moment I activated fourth tide forcefully. I felt like all the vitality inside my body sucked and only skeleton will remain. It is 10 times dangerous than when I activated the third tide a few days ago, as it only had sucked very little vitality compared to this. After activating fourth tide, I felt the qualitative change in skill. Not only my power had increased again one-fold, but my senses had also become abnormally sharp, that I can sense even smallest change around me. Not forgetting myself in feeling, I flicked my wrist and changed the course of my sword, but a monster could register anything, my sword swooshing its neck, and when it noticed, it had become too late. Its head had been already near me, as its mouth came down to bite my neck as usual, and it saves me a lot of trouble to take my sword toward its neck. Road Poochie, it roared, cut of in middle as my sword pierced its head through its neck. I just watched the light vanished from its eyes, and both of its claws fell as the just about to reach me. Suddenly I felt immense weakness inside me as the power of skill stopped coursing through me, that even lifting a finger and forming a thought had become impossible. Thud. I fell on the ground on the monster and fell unconscious before I could check my condition. Chapter 128, Getting Out of Marsh 3. When I opened my eyes, I saw myself a somewhat familiar environment. This looks like Jill and William's tent. I tried to move my hands and feet, but I found it little difficult. I slowly started to move a bit by bit, and only after some time did I able to fully control my body. I looked around my body. I saw all the series injuries are perfectly healed, not even small scratch or broken bone remained unhealed. My complexion looks rosy, which did not suit me, whose vitality nearly drained by overexerting his skill. I look around to see Ashlyn not far away from, looking at me intently. I could really feel her anger. I check myself for all my things, and aside from my sword, which is placed beside me, all my things on my body. I can tell that Jill did not check my body, as there any change in the order of things in my storage pouch in my pocket. My shield bracelet also in my left hand, storage in my right pocket. The only thing is misplaced is my sword, which is inside the monster head last time I saw it before going unconscious. My heart skipped a beat before turning back to normal when Jill removed the sword from the monster body. She must have definitely sensed it as low-level night-grade artifact. I feel relieved seeing it is Jill who had removed. If it was any normal adventure, then me being alive would have been a problem. Jill herself is using mid-level night-grade artifact, and she doesn't have one or two but have a whole set of gear from head to toe. Looking at my condition, I looked perfectly fine. More than fine, I say, as all my injuries are healed and all the vitality that had been sucked from my body seemed to replenished. This is not any simple healing potion, and vitality potion could do in just a few hours. Looking at my holowatch, I can see that only about 5 hours had passed since I fell unconscious. I never heard any potion which could replenish vitality this fast. It is really amazing. I tried to talk with Ashlyn, but she looked away in anger whenever I tried to talk to her. I can understand why she is this angry. She is not only angry at me but also herself for being weak. Despite having the intelligence of 2 to 3 years old, she understands many things. Ever since we entered the Sind Forest, she never tried to fight any monster and always searched for many fruits and herb, hoping to find something that will increase her and me. I am sorry, Ashlyn. I will try not to do that again. I said I did not promise not so that again, as there will be moments in the future where I will have to take the desperate and life-threatening risk to get out of the dire situation, but I will use this type of moves as the last resort. I was just double-checking my body when I heard slight footsteps outside the tent, and next moment Jill and William came into the tent. "Michael, you woke up," said Jill in excitement as she came and hugged me. "Thank you for taking care of me," I said with sincerity. I am sure if not for her I would be in dire condition or likely dead. "You really overestimate yourself. That useless whatever skill you were using forcefully took your life essence," Jill admonished me angrily. I didn't say anything and just listened silently. She and I became quite a good friend in this few days. I would be really worried and sad if something happened to her. "If you needed help, you could have just asked Michael and me for help," she said. I wanted to say that I would have asked for her help if she was near me, but she was far too away. "William, keep an eye on him, and if he needs help, please help him," Jill said. "William is quite powerful. I have seen him killing many monsters that are a level above him, but it will be very hard for him to keep a constant eye on me," and came to my rescue. "And there is Jill, which he always keeps an eye on." "Thank you. Without you, I wouldn't be here," I said as I took my backpack and sword turned to leave the camp. "Michael, wait. Take this, I brought dinner for you and Ashlyn, she said as she handed me the box. Taking the box from her hand, I left her tent with Ashlyn. Quickly freshening up, I activated my tent and walk inside. Seeing Ashlyn is still not talking to me, I served 2 plates of dinner for me and Ashlyn and we ate silently. After finishing the dinner, I just laid against the wall of the tent in deep thoughts. Today's battle was really dangerous. I nearly died in the claws of that monster. If this keeps going on, then getting killed wouldn't be a possibility but a reality. Chapter 129, Getting Out of Marsh 4. It's been half an hour since we had set up a camp and had reached the end of the marsh as expected. Tall lush green trees of the core region could be seen from the camp. I just have to walk half a mile to reach the thick woods of the core region. Tomorrow we will walk into the core region. Whenever I think of the core region, my heart started to beat fast. Today's monster were even more dangerous than yesterday. I fought another monster on the same level as yellow skin crocodile. 2 monsters I barely able to kill. While killing the other 2, I got help from Bitsy and Jill. Jill's progress could be said earth-shattering in a few days. Aside from level up, she did not have any big change, but what she gained is an immense experience. She had gotten full control of her power, combined them with her speed ability and spindle skill, which could pierce everything. She had become a killing machine. Her speed of progress can make one eye pop, with constant fighting every day from dawn to dusk made her real experience warrior. She did not look like rookie she once has been. Lower B-grade monsters like yellow skin crocodile will dead in hands within 10 to 15 minutes. From the past 2 days, she had killed monster more than 4 times than me. Many people advancing every day both in ability and level. I am seeing tens of people level up every day. It is probably due to a cocktail of pressure, resources, and environment. This realm is better to practice place than West Blood, so it is normal for many leveling up every day. I'd be surprised if this many people did not level up every day. I've also heard that many people have leveled up twice ever since they have come to this realm. But not all good things occurred in this realm. There are many deaths, aside from those deaths before the camp. There had been deaths since when we entered this realm, especially since we entered the marshland. William had said earlier that there has 14 deaths since we entered the marsh. They had tried to rescue but they could not reach the time. My body is riddled with injuries. I had a drink healing potion earlier but its healing speed is slow. I will be relatively healed in the morning to fight for the day. Growl. My stomach growled in hunger but I did not have anything to eat except for packages meat and herbs. Some fruits I had with me. I gave some to the Jill yesterday to thank her for saving me, and those of which were left were eaten by Ashlyn and me. For 2 days, Ashlyn is not out, so she did not have any chance to bring something back. Aside from monster cores, the only gain I had today is an advancement in a supreme combat exercise. I've reached the 16th circulation of it, and if try hard enough I may able to create 4th seal while in this realm. Although it a long way for being enough for the core region, but it's still something. Rachel asked us to the assembly center of the camp before dinner. She must have something to share with us that will help us in the core region. Time passed on and soon it's time to go dinner. I am getting ready to go outside when knocking sounded on my tent. Wait a minute, I said, and quickly get out of camp after getting ready. What took you so long? Jill questioned as I got out of the tent. I just smiled and didn't reply to her question. I cannot say that I was half naked when she knocked. William still with his girlfriend? I asked. Yes, he is with her again. That girl really hypnotized my brother, she said annoyedly. She did? I asked back. There are many monsters with extremely weird abilities, and I have read about some minsters which have hypnotization ability. No, she did not. Even if she had hypnotized ability and at sergeant stage, she would not able to hypnotize my brother, said Jill confidently. I got startled hearing that and wanted to ask why she had so much confidence in a brother that even sergeant stage evolver can't hypnotize him, but we had already reached the center of the camp and this place is not good for asking such questions. Most of the people of the camp already had come and some coming. Rachel had already arrived and now talking with her friends. Soon all the people of the camp arrived and Rachel took center stage. I will not mince my words. The things I will say may hurt a lot of people and lot of you may disagree, but it is for your survival, she said. Suddenly the whole atmosphere turned heavy. Rachel, always stoic and little serious whenever she speaks to the whole camp, but she was never this serious. This must be really important for her to talk like that. We will stay in marsh 3 more days. Our camp strength is not enough to venture into the core region, she said, everybody shocked hearing this, especially adventurers. Everyone had to boost in their power ever since they entered this realm, more so this forest, but now she is telling everyone it is not enough. If we enter core region tomorrow, we will lose 15% people first and another 10% next day. The core region is extremely dangerous and different from other parts of this realm. She continued without giving us a chance to think. There you will find monsters both similar and somewhat different from what you have seen before. Most of the monsters' strength are categorized in B grade, but you can also encounter monster with lower and upper B strength. She said, stepped back to her place. I thought she would add some pleasant words but she didn't, and she didn't need to. The bomb she has dropped is enough for people to lost in thought for a while. Chapter 130, Getting Out of Marsh v Final. No one idiot enough object. Rachel's advised training 3 more days for training. 25% dying in the first 2 days in the core region, that's insane. Even if the number is exaggerated, it's still an insane number of death if only 10% die. No one said anything and everyone started to die discussing this in between their friends. Jill and I discussed, she had already known this from her and not quite shocked like the rest of us. She seems quite happy with this new, and when asked she affirmed, saying, at least I now have few days to train before fighting the real monsters. It startled me that she considered the monsters in the core region the real monster. She may have less experience in fighting the monster, but she is knowledgeable about many things. She must have someone at a very high level at her organization to know these things. She seems just like him, whose parents are upper echelons of his organization. I ate with Ashlyn till our stomach full before returning to our tent with Jill. In the camp, I did not do much except for going over the material Rachel had given 2 days about the marsh. Now that we are staying for 2 more days, it is imperative for me to reinforce my understanding of the monsters here. I read the document a few times before I completely memorized details of each and every monster written here. The information here is not detailed enough. It still has basic information about the monster, about their abilities, and a rough understanding of their strength and weakness. Although it didn't have information about half the monster we fight against in the marsh, but still, this information had saved me a lot of trouble. After an hour of study, I lay on the floor of the tent to sleep. I would have read more if not me being injured and needs rest to heal relatively by morning. Time passed by and soon 3 days passed, and one thing I have to about 3 days is hell. These 3 days have been complete hell. Max and Rachel had taken us toward the dangerous group of monster to fight. The only saving grace of these 3 days is that Rachel and Max also started a rescue. They would rescue people who were at death's door. Although death still happened, but not as much as first 2 days in the marsh. The 3 days had been hell, but I had a slight increase in my strength. In the first 2 days, my supreme combat exercise had reached 22nd circulation. I tried to circulate the 23rd, but the pain is so immense that I could not bear it. I also gained quite a bit of fighting experience, especially fighting bipedal monsters, which are most powerful of the bunch. This is the night of the 3rd day. Tomorrow we will enter the core region and fight against the monsters to go back to home. Chapter 131, The Core Zone. The atmosphere as we reached near the boundary of the core region. Everyone felt little heavy as they saw woods in front of us. This feeling nothing to do with the surrounding, it's all mental, as we all heard about how dangerous is the core region. Every step had to be taken carefully, the slightest mistake could cost one his life. With Max and Rachel lead we entered the wood of core region. I took a step inside the woods with rest. Inside the woods some kind of feeling enveloped me. It is not uncomfortable but also not comfortable. It had the same flavor as foreign energy of the forest, it's just that the feeling is little dense. I kept my sword activated like everyone else for any monster's sneak attack. Everyone on their nerves, they would swing their swords around for a slight moment. Many people injured people beside them this way. I am feeling little weird. We have been walking inside for 5 minutes but we had not come across a single monster. Not alive monsters, we had not even seen bones of the monsters which are normally found in forests like this. Here are none. This makes this place even more fearful. Not I even Max had a serious expression which rarely seen on his face. I feel relieved knowing that my choice is right for not letting out Ashlyn seeing the Mac's serious face. Although I promised her that I will let her out after I felt relieved enough, I had to promise that otherwise, she would have forcefully gone out without care for my permission. Before coming here, Rachel had supplied us with all the information she had on the core region of this forest. Both about terrain and monsters, but she warned that she had less 5% monsters information and nearly all the monster we will encounter will be unknown. It's good thing that she had given us an encyclopedia of rare monsters which found in places like this and will be helpful fighting the monsters which are mentioned in the encyclopedia. Rustle. I heard slight rustle, but when I look back, there is just leaves rustling on the tree, but the weird thing is, there is no wind. That really scared me, said Jill with a self-depressing smile. She is not the only one, I also lost my shit hearing the leaves rustle. We silently tread the woods without much talking. Normally we always talk to pass the time and release some pressure we are feeling, but this time I am having this weird intuition that I am surrounded in danger. Ah. 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 I heard loud scream behind me suddenly, and before I could look back at the scream, another scream rose and then another. They were far too ahead of me to see clearly, but they seemed to be entangled in something. I heard something coming toward me swiftly from the back. Without thinking I whipped my sword at my back in an unnatural angle. It's a good thing that my body had become very flexible due to the fruit of rebirth and those weird exercise of night blade style that I didn't feel any strain swinging my sword backward. Schluck. My sword hit something, and when I quickly moved back to what it is, I left dumbstruck. It is Brock, a thick tree branch that coming out the tree, and that tree that branches come from is shrinking at a visible rate. As it shrinks, it started to release its aura of initial level of specialist stage. Fuck me, I said as the tree shrank to 12-meter size from its above 50-meter height. They have their branches like arms and roots as legs. Two large pair of eyes and huge scary mouth with sharp wooden teeth and tongue. What the fuck is this? I shouted again, seeing this tree monsters. Trees all around started to change in treeman form. I've never seen or heard about this tree man-like creatures. The plant-type monster I've seen are either in a snake form or in veil form. It again released its branches again, but this time instead of one like last time it has released 4. Schluck. I countered 2 with my sword and shield while dodging the other 2. Damn. I cursed again as the branches I dodged and counted turned on me as they are alive. Growling. The treeman made some weird grating noise that left my ears buzzing to no end. It had released 2 more branches. I already had a problem dealing with T4 branches that are attacking me like a snake, and it had released another 2. 6 branches of treemen flailing around me like poisonous snakes, not giving me any chance to attack. Jill, what the hell are these monsters? I shouted loudly while surviving from the snake-like branches of trees. When I got a quick look at Jill while I am dodging treeman monster branches, I was shocked. There are 14 to 15 branches of 2 freeman monster attacking her at the same time, but she not only dodging them but also attacking them at the same time. They are treants, she shouted from afar. Treant? I thought they were myths, only exist in legends. I seemed to read about it a few years ago. They are supposed to be tree monsters, a very peaceful type of monster. When I think carefully about it, they did match the description of the treants somewhat, except for their violent nature. I kept dodging and will attack if I got the chance, but it is very difficult. Its branches look quite tough, but they are quite flexible. No matter how much I try, they will always hit me. The only saving grace is that as my body is quite flexible, which helped me quite a few of these branches. Zer. Suddenly it released its big league at me. Its tongue looks really frightening as it is barbed with thousands of wooden needle. If it really hit me, then my condition wouldn't be better than a bloodied porcupine. Chapter 132 Treant Horde I. First tide. Second tide. I activated the power 2 tides as I saw Thorn full tongue coming toward me. Its speed is very swift as, within a second, it arrived very near, but before it could wrap me within, I quickly dodged with the power of the second tide. One of the most important things I learned in 5 days of fighting in the marshland is always keep a trump card and do not waste skill if it isn't going to harm your opponent. In the large fight, if your opponent is too powerful, just stall it, your friend will help you as soon as he gets a chance. In the last 3 days in the marshland, I will stall the opponent as long as it is out of my league and wait for Jill or William to help me killing. There is no shame in asking for help from friends. It is a better choice than throwing yourself at death door because of your pride. Sluck, sluck. I attack the tree branches with remaining power of the skill, but I am little disappointed seeing my sword hadn't pierced more than an inch. I expect nothing out of B-grade monster. With the power of the second tide I can pierce only an inch, and if I use the power of the third tide, I don't think I would cut this branches, much less pierce the main body of the monster. I can only regretfully admit that I don't have the strength to kill B-grade monster of the same level, much less level above me. The only thing I can do about this monster is stall till help arrived, and then kill it. Fuck, I said as I spotted 3 new branches coming toward me. Fuck, why this only happens to me? I curses quickly tried to dodge the snake-like branches. The only good that this new treant is concentrating not only me but another member of my team also. This is why it is only attacking me 3 branches, not 6, but dodging 9 branches is really hard as I received attacks from it now then. If I am to be attacked by 2 treats at the same time, I would be finished in 5 hours. From the shots around I can feel that the quantity of treants is kept increasing, and if I didn't kill these 2 treants quickly then it wouldn't take much time for another one to pop up. I kept dodging and defending without pause. Not far away from me Jill is now fighting against 3 treants. She had already killed the 1 treant and the 2 she is fighting against are the new one. I just hope she finishes them quickly to help me, but that seems hard. She can't even send Bitsy to help me as it is helping her against the monsters. As I am fighting, I tried to keep an eye out now and then and noticed many things. One thing I am surprised most is Rachel and Max taking an active part in the battle. In the marshland they used to kill extra monsters we can't handle while rest of the monsters were handled by us, but this time they are fighting with us. I can see Rachel's crimson arrows now and then killing every monster they touch. Max is also running through the battlefield, killing any monster that came in his way. Because of them, we are feeling the less monster. If not for them we would have buried in the monsters. One thing most surprises me that these treants' quantity and strength is enough to make Max and Rachel act. Max and Rachel continued to act, but there is no change in monster quantity as more and more kept coming despite Rachel and Max's killing spree. My god. Bang. I said in horror, but next moment I got hit by a branch of the treant which brought me back to myself as continued to dodge, but that horror still lingered in my mind. Just a few seconds ago, not far away from one boy was fighting against the monster, but suddenly that monster released its barbed tongue and enveloped him. Despite wearing armor, the wooden nail on its tongue pierced that boy's body, and before it could scream treant had called back its tongue and ate the boy whole. I am not new to death as I've seen them many times. I've even seen my best friend eaten alive, but this boy's death most horrific death I've ever seen. The only consolation is that Rachel's arrow had killed the monster next moment after. It was eaten by a monster, but it was too late. I don't think that boy had any chance of being alive. As I kept diverting my mind now and then, I had the rough guess on the strength and weakness of the treant and daring idea come to my mind. I thought that monster weakness would be its eyes or part above its eyes, but I was very working. Attacking those parts of monster is useless, and it has terrifying regeneration which could heal any injury its body within seconds. Its part below its mouth, it's roughly 50 cm in area. One sure attack on this part can definitely kill the monster. It's very hard to reach near it due to its long branches, and if one luckily went near its body it can have its tongue and branches for its defense, but I think my idea will work. I haven't seen anyone try this method, and even if I failed, I am sure I can survive using my skill at last moment with minimal injuries. Without wasting any time, I jumped and started to run on the branch toward the treat. I did not use the skill as I want confident in banking myself on the branch without falling. The branch started to shake violently and other 5 branches also attacked, but I hold on as kept jumping other branches as I move forward. I felt little relieved when 3 other branches of different monster didn't attack me after I ran toward the other treant. In a few seconds, I reached near it and jumped from its branches while activating the skill. First tide. Second tide. Third tide. I shouted as I activated the three most important moment. The monster now calling back at branches, and it only had its tongue as its defense. The main reason I took risk of running on the branches that it wouldn't call back its branches and more concentrate on shaking me off it. Now I only have about 1.5 seconds to launch my attack and kill this monster in the single move before the monster branches return for its defense. Chapter 133 Treant Horde 2. Growling. It roared loudly with a weird grating voice and started shaking heavily to disrupt my fall as I am using its twigs as leverage. I have 1.5 seconds to attack before its branches return for its defense. Falling down, I balance my fall with twigs and branches. Fuck, I cursed internally, this fucking Treant is smart. While falling I was waiting for its tongue to attack me, but instead of attacking me, it spread over its weak spot as a defensive measure. Making my mind, next moment I quickly activated my shield and flexed my legs on the twigs to increase my speed. Ah! I screamed loudly and used my shield to directly collide against its barbed tongue with my full strength. Bang! My shield collided against its barbed tongue that guarding its weak spot. I used my full force against the tongue. I know that I will get only one chance to kill. If I missed it then it would be really hard to kill it. The barbed tongue which had fixed in bark moved by few inches, but it is enough as I attack it with my sword. Grr! It roared loudly seeing my sword coming toward it and tried to attack me with its tongue, but it can't as I am forcefully holding back with my sword. I can only keep this for few moments, but it is enough. I lighten my sword with my fire ability. This monster has terrifying vitality and it might just heal after getting injured. No matter how useless my ability might be, but it will still able to burn something when it went inside. Schluck. My sword felt an obstruction, but I started to burn all the mana I had in my body to power up the strike. Grr. Bong. My sword finally went in, but next moment monster wailed so loudly that my ears started to bleed and its uncontrolled tongue hit me squarely on the chest and sent me flying. Bang. Poo. 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 I vomited a mouthful of blood as crashed against the giant tree. My bones have broken on multiple places, but the worst hit is my chest, which looked little mangle. When its tongue hit my chest, many thorns on it struck my chest. Although it looks serious, it's just flesh wound. Most of the power of the blow is diffused by armor. I quickly drank multiple bottles of potion and stooped despite many broken bones. When I looked up, I was little shocked to see that monster isn't dead and still wailing like crazy with its grating voice. It had gone completely crazy as it branches flailing uncontrollably, so is its tongue. I have to finish it quickly before it heals and gains what little sanity it had previously. Seeing the other monster eyes are not on me, I nimbly ran toward the wailing monster with its flailing uncontrolled branches. I got many times hit reaching near it and my injuries had become more serious, but still. Pashak, another of its branch hit me, breaking another of my bone. I did not stop my sword. Seeing monster's uncontrolled branches attacking me, I still kept attacking through the hole I made during the previous attack. Although that hole on its trunk in half healed, it is enough for my sword to pass through it. Poo. Poo. I vomited blood again as I hit by its trunk and branches. I got hit by them my times, but I still kept attacking it despite it. Grr. Finally, it released barely audible roar and still, it's dead I thought and sat by it as tiredness took me. Every bone of my body had broken and I am bleeding at many places. With my weak hand, I plastered bandages all over my body as I sat weakly by a treat. I did it again. I said in my mind, I promised I will not overexert myself in the fight, but I did it despite that. I am seriously injured and potion effect it's still slow. It will take me at least half an hour before I could fight again, but half an hour is too much. By that time many more monster will come and I can feel the number of monsters rising by minutes. Many people fighting non-stop, everyone fighting 2 monsters at minimum. Jill is fighting against 3 and she had already killed 2. Looking at her, shook perfectly fine with barely any injury. When I had looked at her earlier she had more injuries than this. She must have a drink that potion which she fed me when I got injured in marshland. I have to ask her name off that potion and try to buy it if possible. As I am looking at the fight, I am also circulation supreme combat exercise at its maximum to heal quickly. I noticed that when one circulate the supreme complete exercise and drank potion, that potion is quickly get digested and it takes effect early. Bang! Fuck, one treant had attacked me with its single branch, but it's quite fortunate I was quite vigilant. I saw coming and dodged it barely. Seeing its attack failed, it called back its branch. I took a sigh of relief seeing that, if it had attacked again, I don't think I would have able to dodge it, even if it is a single branch. I became more vigilant after that and I hide in the shadow of a tree to guard against such attack. Although it's not perfect camouflaged, it is still better than nothing and I just have to hide for half an hour before I am good to fight again. Minutes ticks by and it's been 5 minutes since I killed the treat, but in these 5 minutes, I noticed that more and more treants started to appear on the battlefield. Despite Rachel and Max trying their all, they cannot stop all these treats. Michael eat the treant's heart. I heard a shout from Jill. When I looked up, I saw Jill taking a bite of crystalline green thing while dodging the branches of 4 treats. Jill to say such a thing and ate it during the fight, heard of this treant must very useful to Jill to do that. I moved my injured body sneakily toward the treant trunk and tried to remove its hair from inside. The bark of its is 2 string, if not for the hole I already made and enlarging it slowly, Elle wouldn't have able to remove it. After a few minutes of the work, I removed the heart of treant but got very surprised when I didn't see the core inside it. Every specialist grade monster and above had a monster core attached to their heart, even plant-type monsters had it. This is the first monster I've seen which didn't have the monster core inside its body. Chapter 134 Treant Horde 3. It is adult fist-size heart and looked completely crystalline. The baffling thing is that despite being cystine it is soft and spongy like a cake. It did not have any blood dripping out of it like another monster heart, as its surface is perfectly smooth and soft. Hiding in beside the treant body, I quickly take a bite of it. I wanted to cook but did not do it in fear of being sensed. As I took a bite of a refreshing taste to erupt in the mouth, I can tell exactly what taste it is, but it's very refreshing. Gulp. I gulped the bite and that refreshing feeling started to spread in my body at an alarming rate. Soon I felt that cool refreshing taste all over my body and then looked down. I am shocked, so shocked that barely able to stop myself from making a loud noise. My mangled chest is healing at a visible rate and I can feel that my broken bones are also mending. I quickly take another 2 bite and when I wanted to take third, I felt full suddenly. Keeping half-eaten heart in my hand, I started to observe changes in my body. As I kept observing, I got the largest shock. Not only it had been healing my injuries, it had to replenish my vitality and mana at the same rate as healing my wound. Minutes ticks by in less than 5 minutes all the injuries of my body healed and I am brimming with energy that I just wanted to shout loudly. I got out from my hiding place to become startled. The quantity of monster had increased again and before I could ready myself for a fight I got attacked by 2 initial level treant. Swish, I dodged and swiftly countered them with my sword and shield. There are many monsters around me and people having a hard time defending against it. Seeing 12 branches coming toward me, I did not shy away from them but picked monster on my left and jumped on its branch. I am going to try my earlier plan again. This plan is foolproof as long as one does not fear life-threatening injuries. I ran on the branches like last time, this time my balance even little better as I jumped around the branches. Other minster stopped attacking me seeing me running towards its kin. First tide. Second tide. Third tide. I activated my skill and jumped down and keep adjusting my fall by stepping on its twigs. This one behaved differently than the last. It did not use its barbed tongue to defend its weak spot but used it to attack me. The smile on my face bloomed seeing that, earlier when I killed the monster, I made that plan thinking in correspondence of receiving the attack from its tongue, but it didn't attack me but used its tongue to defend against my attack. Now that I'm seeing this treant attacking me with its tongue, I became very happy as I could follow through my original plan and may receive fewer injuries than usual. Seeing tongue about to reach me, I leveraged my foot on the small twig on treant's body and used that twig as leverage to wear my body. As I whirled using twig and its tongue missed me by hair breadth, using the power of world my sword directly pierced toward Treant's trunk. As my sword piercing toward its trunk of the Treant, its tongue also came toward, but I had my shield ready for that. Schluck. Bang. I pierced its trunk and its trunk attacked me the same time, but when my sword fully went inside, it went fully mad uncontrolled. I keep attacking its trunk after my skill had run out of power, and I am receiving many attacks from its uncontrolled branches when I notice that I still have enough vitality to use skill one more time. First tide. Second tide. Third tide. I activated my skill at full power again and started to attack at frenzy without care for the attacks I am receiving. It stalled after receiving my 6 full power strikes. I took out Treant heart from my pocket and quickly took 2 bites and kept the small remaining part of it back in my pocket. Without delay I started to remove Treat heart from the Treant's body. This thing is very precious to me, especially in this forest. This thing can heal my injuries within minutes and supply me enough mana and vitality to use my skill 2 times in a row. An attack came from behind just as I put newly acquired Treant heart in my pocket. Fuck. I cursed as a branch of Treant hit me hard, but I didn't sweat much and continued dodging. There are 3 threats attacking me right now on every angle. The only good thing about them is they are not very coordinated and obstruct each other attacks, giving me more chance to dodge. While dodging I looked toward Jill and got quite surprised seeing she is using the same technique as me to kill monsters. But she is doing better than me due to ability related to speed and nimbleness. Many members on my team also saw my way of killing the monster and most of them tried, but nearly all of them failed. It required balance, coordination, and perfect timing, all 3 of them, but not many people have 3 of them. Many people have their strength and weakness. I prefer swift attacks. Ria's attacks are stable and heavy with speed as her weakness. Jill, on the other hand, is nearly perfect. She is swift and nimble and has the strength to execute any attacks. The one thing she was lacking was experience, but that she is gaining immensely fighting day and night. Attention everyone. Eating Treant's heart will heal all your injuries within a minute and also will replenish. I repeat, eating Treant's heart. Mac's loud voice boomed across the battlefield. I did not surprise hearing this announcement. Instead, I'm little baffled on why didn't they announced it earlier. Hearing this announcement, many people tried it. They started to experience its miraculous effects and their killing speed increased, but as time passed monsters kept increasing. A realization suddenly struck me. This is no large group of a monster but a horde of monsters. Chapter 135 Treant Horde 3. This is fucking horde. I screamed in my mind. I've only experienced horde once when I was on the train to West Blood. That was the first time I've ever fought the monsters and also one most dangerous battle I've ever fought. Hordes are dangerous, especially when it made of powerful monsters like this. It is a good thing that we have Max and Rachel and other elites of the organization to kill the monsters in bulk, otherwise the pressure would have been too high to bear. As time passed on, more and more monster came. As I fought, even I am having a hard time fighting against them. Currently, 4 Treants are attacking me at some type, and to survive from them I am using skill every minute with the help of the Treant heart. Only this method is saving me from the onslaught of monster and helping me kill them. Compared to me, Jill is doing quite well. No matter how many monsters surround her, she will always come at it and kill the monsters. The whole battlefield is filled cries of both monsters and people. Despite more monsters, it is much better right now than earlier when they don't know about the effects of Treant's heart. Earlier they have to fight with caution, in fear of getting seriously injured, but now with Treant's heart, even if they are at death's door, it could bring them back after they took a few bites out of it. Monsters are getting killed every minute, but new monsters are also replacing them without giving us a chance to take a break. I can Rachel's arrows and Max's shadow around the battlefield now and then. They are rescuing people and killing monsters. Not only them, but many elites of organizations also could be seen doing that. I have also seen William many times, as he comes many times to help his sister despite her not needing it. I can see little annoyance in her eyes whenever William killed the monsters she is fighting. It's been 5 hours since we have been fighting the monsters. In this time monsters did not decrease but increased, and so is the difficulty killing them. I am surrounded by so many monsters that whenever I ran toward the monster to kill it, other will obstruct. I had to try for at least 8 or 9 times before succeeding in reaching near the monster and kill it. I am in a good mood right now. In this half an hour, I had killed 4 treats, that is my best speed. After I killed the monster, I would always take out its heart at the quickest speed. This thing is a treasure and will be very useful in my future fights. Not only I am collecting the Treant's heart I killed, but I am also collecting the ones killed by Rachel and Max but I've never taken from the kills of others. Although I've received many injuries doing that, nonetheless it's worth it seeing the haul I've got. There are many around did that, but I am sure I've got the biggest haul, and whenever new minster killed around my area, I will one of the first to go there. As I am fighting the 3 Treants, I felt a sudden change in the environment and without much thinking, I jumped from my initial place. Whoosh! 6 thick tensile branches zapped past me like a laser. When I looked back, I saw numerous giant Treants coming toward us, and one that just attacks had its eyes train at me as its branches following me like a vicious snake. A look of fear appeared on my face as I looked at the group of treats that just appeared. Till now all of us were only fighting initial level monster and rarely any mid-level treat venture in, but now there is a group of them and one is especially targeting me. Many people in my group also felt strain seeing the monster, but danger to them is minimal compared to me as most of them at mid and peak level of specialist grade. Bam, another branch hit me sent and flying. I can handle those at the same level as me, but those above are really very hard. It's been only 5 minutes since this mid-level Treant is attacking me, but it had already broken my numerous bones. Compared to its attacks, the attack of the initial level feels like a hard pat on the back. The only thing that keeping me fighting is the heart of Treants, which bites I've been taking whenever I got the chance. I am experiencing hell. 1 minute my bones are broken, the minutes it's getting healed. Not only mid-level Treant is attacking, but the other 3 initial levels also attacking me. The only relief that when their attack clashed between each other, I got enough time to take a bite of Trent's heart. This cycle kept going and going. Stalling is all I can do for now as the technology of killing wouldn't work on this one. Its branches are a way too fast. I am not sure I can balance on them, much less getting near it to kill it. While I was dodging and defending, Jill is in her full element, despite getting attacked by 3 mid-level Treants and rest initial level treats. Her speed and nimbleness showed its full ability in dodging tens of branches and swiftly killing them. I didn't think there is any suitable ability than her in such a crowded fight where attacks can come anywhere and everywhere. I just hope that she quickly come monsters around and came to for help. Chai. Hun, suddenly a red arrow coming out of nowhere and pierced the mid-level Treant in front of me. It just stilled after pierced by the arrow and did not even touch her flail. Just one arrow of Rachel and it just got killed. Not only the mid-level Treant I am fighting, but all the mid-level Treant that were fighting initial level evolver are also dead by an arrow. Initial and peak level evolvers like Jill and Aaron are still fighting mid-level Treant. After taking a brief look, I started fighting again. I still have 3 initial level Treant to kill. The time passed and another 3 hours passed. Many new treats come and I killed many of them. There were some mid-level also, but after stalling them for a while, they were pierced by Rachel's arrows. Currently, I am feeling only 2 treats and for past half, I felt like Treant's number are learning and it wouldn't be long before all of them got killed. Chapter 136 Treant Horde 4. For the past hour, the numbers of monster kept decreasing and now I only 1 monster remain in front of me. Schlutch schlutch schlutch. I kept attacking its trunk without caring for getting attacked from its flailing branches. Only after receiving another of my 4 strikes did it stilled and gone dead. This one was extremely tenacious. Normal Treants will be dead after receiving 6 to 7 strike of mine with skill power, but for this one, I had to attack 11 times before it got dead. After removing Treant's hearts and I ran toward dead treat which is killed by Rachel's arrows. First tide. Second tide. I activated my skill and pierced the Treant trunk and removed its heart. Next moment I ran toward another dead Treant's body. I am not only one doing this, but many people are also doing this. These things are extremely precious, akin to a second life. The more one had, the more chances he will have of surviving. Whoosh. I dodged the branch of Treant and quickly ran with the power of my skill. There are many people still fighting, and now and then a monster will attack you. I did not waste my time in fighting monsters as I already killed my share, and they would also do not want my help. As time passed, more and more people started to search for Treant heart, and finding unharvested Treant bodies is becoming difficult. There are many people looking for the heart but no one fighting, as everyone is only harvesting from a specialist grade monster that killed by Rachel and Max. As corporal grade monster that had been killed by them is out of limit, they had announced it earlier loudly. In Marshland many people had fought for the core of the monster and harvest any monster that they could find, and many fights erupt because of that. Many people even got seriously injured. Seeing this, Max and Rachel had announced rules of harvesting in our second day in Marshland. One can only harvest monster material if the monster killed by them and or it is Rachel and Max which they left unclaimed. Those who break the rule will seriously be punished, and death is not out of option either, as one boy died and many severely got injured because they didn't follow the rules. As this thought come to my mind, I looked up for that dreadful monster. Max uses as its monster to exact the punishment, as corporal level evolver can see what their monster seeing. Max's monster is 2 meters long sky blue white eagle monster. First time when it had an attack to exact the punishment, it had cut out a hand. The second time it was the only palm, but the third time that eagle's wind blade had cut off the head, directly killing the boy. Not only that, those who receive punishment is not allowed to drink regeneration potion for 3 days. One girl died because of that in the fight, as she had to fight with only one hand. No one questioned Max's about his cruel punishment, as those who broke the rule were adventurers. Even if all adventurers were to revolt, because they won't be able to do anything to the Max, as he could easily kill a quarter of adventurers himself, much less he Rachel, and full support from the organization members. Outside, it won't matter much, as organizations are fiercely protective of their members no matter how wrong they are, and Max is not at fault as he just trying out punishment. Choo choo. Aslan suddenly comes out of me suddenly, but I am not surprised. She wanted to come out earlier when I finished my fight, but I asked her to wait for a little till the whole monster are killed, but now that nearly all Treants are killed, she came out without asking. She flew away from me searching for something to eat. She will not have to try much, as this forest is filled with many wild fruits and herbs. People don't touch any unknown fruit in fear of being poisonous, but Ashlyn has no such fears. I left Ashlyn on her devices. This is most safe for now, and she will return after her stomach is full. I keep searching for the unharvested treats bodies, although there are not much as before, there's still many, as Rachel and Max killed thousands of treat. It's just that I have worked little hard to find it. Half an hour passed by and Rachel had announced that we are going to set a camp in this place before dark. Looking at Holowatch, we have roughly an hour to harvest Treant heart before Rachel activate the protection artifact. I searched for more in haste and tried to call back Ashlyn so she could help me in finding more unharvested Treants. There is utter chaos here, as all people tried to treat the heat. The only good thing is that there is no fight because of rules, or it would have been a pandemonium with many bodies laying around. Choo choo. Ashlyn came back and brought 2 things in 2 different claws. One brown fruit same size as her, and other is look like some kind of her, seeing her flying in front of me waiting. I quickly understood and opened my backpack a little so she could drop the things inside. Ashlyn helped me find unharvested bodies of the Treant monsters. I asked Ashlyn. Choo choo. She chirped an affirmation and went to find unharvested Treant monster. Times passed by and half an hour is passed. In this half-a with Ashlyn help, I found 3 unharvested Treants. This is a very good result. Not only she is bringing the news of unharvested Treant with it, she also brings a few herbs fruits every time she came with new. I have seen Jill and William also searching for cores. These 2 usually didn't even look at the monster core of monster they had killed, but now just they are searching for the Treant's heart just like me. We kept searching for the treat when I suddenly experienced sudden excitation in Ashlyn emotions. Choo choo choo. She suddenly came chirping and wanted me to follow her. I've only sensed this much excitation from her when she had found miracle fruit. Without wasting time, I broke into a run and follow after her. There are major chance that Ashlyn had found another miracle fruit. Chapter 137 Mutated Treant's Heart Eye. I followed Ashlyn hurriedly with an excited expression. If this turned out to be another miracle fruit that will aid me in increasing my strength, then my survival through this realm is guaranteed. With too many twists and turns through many kinds of trees, we passed by many teams until we reached the place where the miracle fruit of my dream supposed to be. The places Ashlyn leading me toward looked quite secluded as we come across less and fewer people. When I saw where Ashlyn lead me to, I got surprised. "Are you sure this is the amazing thing you smelled?" I asked Ashlyn as I looked at the thing which she had to lead me through. "Choo choo choo," she affirmed excitedly and asked me to take out. What front of me is Traiant, a 5-meter Traiant. According to its size it should be private stage Traiant. Normal specialist grade Traiants are between 10 to 15 meter tall and this one is only 5 meter. I did not saw any live private stage Traiant but I did come across dead ones. There are only 2 of them and looked similar to this one. Seeing from the hole pierced through its trunk, it looked like it killed by Rachel's arrow. I did not wait for a moment and pierced my sword towards its trunk to make a hole to take out the heart. Doug. Hun. I got extremely surprised when I saw my sword had barely made a scratch on its trunk. Though I did not use my skill, I still used quite a bit stronger. Even if it was a specialist grade Traiant, I would have made mark deeper that barely a scratch that I am seeing. I put aside my sword and decide to carefully look at it. As I carefully observe it, I started to notice some peculiarities. It has a size of the private grade but the defense is compared to peak specialist stage. Not only that, I noticed very tiny crystalline veins all over its body, but these crystalline veins could not be seen as long as one doesn't look very carefully. Choo choo. Ashlyn chirp, saying me to quickly remove heart inside it. Nodding, I activated my skill to fullest. First tide. Second tide. Third tide. I activated the power of all 3 tides and my sword pierced toward its bark. Doug. God. I said in amazement as my sword barely went inside the bark, much less penetrating. Corporal grade. This treat is definitely corporal stage monster, a mutated one at that. A mutated Traiant, that explains its small size and those very small crystalline veins all over its body. I again activated my skill and tried to pierce its skin but no use. I sighed looking at my barely visible sword mark. There is only one option left, the 4th tide. I still remember the consequence I've experienced last time when I used the 4th move, if not for Jill saving me precious potion she had, but there is a difference in that time and this time. I removed the fist-sized Traiant heart from my pocket and looked at it with a pained expression, but I quickly made my mind and ate it whole in few bites. Normally I only need to eat 1/3 of to heal myself fully to perfect condition from being seriously injured, but I don't want to take any risk this time. First tide. Second tide. Third tide. 4th tide. As I activated the power of the 4th tide, I felt the same sensation I felt last time. It felt like the 4th tide is sucking my life force, but this time the 4th did not suck my life force but the energy released by Traiant's heart. Seeing I fully powered 4th tide and I pierced the Traiant bark with fury, as it touches the surface of the bark, it felt little instruction but it quickly overcome by the strength of the 4th tide. I did not stop after piercing the first time but kept piercing it till the power of skill dry out from my body. Thud. I fell into the ground in weakness and my whole body felt weak and muscles strained. My body is still not enough to bear the pressure of the 4th tide. After resting a few seconds, I felt comforting familiar sensation and felt weakness receding out of my body. In a few minutes, I feel good enough to stand. I stood up slowly and crouched down toward the trunk of the Traiant and removed the Traiant heart. It is a little bigger than a specialist grade Traiant herd and still crystalline green, but when one looked at inside, one can see numerous red crystal floating inside it. Choo choo. Ashlyn chirped excitedly, wanted to take a bite but I quickly moved my hand. No, this is not right places, we will eat inside the tent, I said and quickly kept inside my storage. Choo choo choo, she angrily looked at me but I didn't listen any of it. Shit. I cursed as I watched the time on my holowatch. There are less than 10 minutes remaining to the deadline given by Rachel. I weakly ran back toward the camp, with Ashlyn leading the way in the twilight. Where were you? Asked Jill when she saw me tiredly coming toward her. Did you come across monster? She asked another question when she saw my tired, sweaty state. Yeah, I was attacked by stray treant when I went outskirts and have used quite a lot of efforts to kill it, I said. Next time ask me to come when you go somewhere dangerous. She said as she watched people placing protection artifact around the camp. Soon the whole camp encompassed in a blue force field and I started to pitch my tent after freshening up. Chapter 138 Mutated Treant's Heart 2. I don't know how I endured these 3 grueling hours, but now the wait is finally over. After I set up a tent, I decided not to eat the mutated treant's heart right away and decided to wait till the dinner was over. There were mainly 2 reasons for this. First is that my body was feeling quite weak. For me using the power of the 4th tide forcefully, and the second reason is that I didn't know what effects it will have and how much time it will take. Choo-choo. Ashlyn chirped excitedly. Wait for a minute, Ashlyn. I said as I closed my tent carefully and remove all my clothes except for my innerwear. I removed the mutated treant heart from the storage beside me. It still looked the same as earlier. It is a little bigger than the adult fist with the crystalline green color. Specks of bright red crystals could be seen inside it. Here, take it. I said to Ashlyn. She hopped with her tiny legs and started to take small bites. I am a little surprised seeing Ashlyn only ate the small corner worth of single normal bite and laid on her stomach after that. I thought she would at least eat half of it seeing how glutton she is, but she just ate a normal bite. I tried to sense her emotions but she had closed off them. She had somehow to learn to close her emotion in the past few days. Even I can't close off my emotions from her, no matter how much I try. She looked to be a pain, but despite that, she is not making a single sound. Seeing she is not in danger, I put my mind in calm and looked at the mutated treant's heart in my hand. Making my mind, I took a bite of treant heart. As it entered my mouth, suddenly it melted and warm sensation filled me, but before I could enjoy it and take the second bite, a searing pain spread through me, especially my heart. I collapsed on the ground externalizing such pain. It felt like I am burning in flames of hell. That melted treant heart is like matchstick that lightened fire to all mana I have. All the mana I have in my body started to burn at an amazing rate, and a few moments later, I felt like my body is burning with the real fire. There isn't a speck of mana in my heart that isn't burning. The mana inside Refinement Engine is no exception. Normally Refinement Engine will shield mana inside it from all the danger. It is very hard to breach mana inside of the Refinement Engine. But now this Refinement Engine source of my biggest pain as central mana storage in my Refinement Engine is 95% full, and now all that mana is bubbling, giving me unimaginable pain. It's like I have a cauldron of bubbling lava I have in my heart. I now understand why that glutton Ashlyn didn't take a second bite. Experiencing this burning, I can't even lift my finger, much less my hand. It is taking all my willpower to not wail loudly in the pain. I am falling on the ground and I am chattering my teeth so hard that my gums are bleeding. I am feeling lucky that I didn't bite my tongue accidentally, otherwise I would cut it directly with my teeth. I don't know how much time had passed, but it felt like it had been hours. It's been going on. I can't even open my eyes through this pain. I am at my limit. That I just want this pain to go away. If this pain went in for a few more hours, it will surely mean with head. I can feel stickiness in my palm. I am sure my nails must have bitten in my skin, drawing out blood. In this immense burning pain, even forming rational thought become hard, much less think hard. I had a feeling that I am forgetting something and I should use this pain as an opportunity, but no matter what, I can't seem to remember what I am missing. Time passed by, but I don't know how much, but now I am holding my backpack very tightly to me. I don't know how it came to me, but now I am tightly holding it in my arms and legs to bear the pain and for closure. It is acting like a rock that I have been holding tightly in a raging river. If I lost grip on it, I will be swept in the river. Endure. Endure. I kept saying in my mind to keep myself from making noise. I know once I started shouting, I don't think I will stop then. The whole camp will know about and I will become a walking joke in this camp. I don't want that. In this past few days many people had made a joke out of themselves for various reasons, and whenever people saw them, they will laugh loudly. As time passed on, my willpower also started to give up. my whimpering became louder and louder, and I was just about to give and shout loudly when a thought came into my mind. I got the feeling earlier that I am missing something earlier, but now I remembered it. Supreme Combat Exercise. I was forgetting about circulating Supreme Combat Exercise earlier. This is the best opportunity to circulate Supreme Combat Exercise, as the pain I am feeling right will surely dwarf the pain of Supreme Combat Exercise. As I started to circulate my mana, I stopped suddenly due to intense pain. My mana is burning, and as the mana circulates through the pain, it felt even more painful. It felt like I am circulating lava through my veins. Wherever my mana circulates, it brought back immense pain. Currently, I am feeling the most pain in my heart, and if I circulate Supreme Combat Exercise, I will be feeling this pain all over my body. Still gritting my teeth, I started to circulate mana in direction of Supreme Combat Exercise. Chapter 139 Mutated Trance Heart 3. Each circulation felt like lava coursing through my veins. Normally I can complete few circulations within a second, but now completing one whole circulation takes minutes and feel torturous. Except for the pain of my burning mana, I did not feel any other pain. I am not feeling even slight pain of Supreme Combat Exercise. I gritted my teeth as I kept circulating move after move of the exercise. Every move felt utterly torturous, but I still keep circulating move after move. I am doing this because I know this perfect chance to advance create the fourth seal. I have been stuck on the 22nd move of the exercise for the past few days and wasn't able to advance due to the immense pain I was feeling, but now I see the hope. This pain I am feeling is many times more intense than the pain I was feeling at the 22nd move. I am currently at the 7th move. Every move felt painful, but I still kept circulating it. Before I can think of creating the fourth seal, I have to reach 22nd circulation first, as this was the level I was previously at. Normally I require less than 3 seconds to reach 22nd move, but now, I think each circulation of the move taking me minutes. Enduring the pain, I kept circulating more and more moves of Supreme Combat Exercise. I reached the 17th circulation and kept circulating forward. The only good thing about this circulation that pain is not increasing at every circulation, as the pain I am feeling is the pain of burning mana. The pain of Supreme Combat Exercise is completely dwarfed by it. Time passed by and I reached my previous 22nd circulation. Now the real test starts. I started to circulate 23rd move, and I am surprised to find that there is no change in rhythm of circulation. The sudden spike of pain I am expecting did not appear, except for the immense pain burning mana. Without stopping I kept circulate the 24th move. In 21st move also, I didn't feel any spike of sudden pain. Now is the final moment. If I am breaking past this 24th move, I will be able to create the fourth seal and will gain enhancement in my strength. I circulated peak of the 24th move and crashed against the final wall, but there is no change. My momentum isn't strong enough. Enduring the pain, I increased the speed of circulation and crashed against the wall again, but this time also there is the only ripple but no change in the wall. I gritted my teeth, increased the momentum of the circulation. I didn't want it crack it slowly. I want to crash it in a single move, the pain of circulating move getting on my nerves. I did not crash against the wall but keep building momentum. I build and build till I no longer can bear it and crashed it against the wall. Boom, a loud boom rang through my body as wall broke in a single move. I can feel that the seal is forming in my time, but other than that I am not feeling anything. Suddenly a thought came to my mind about where would the energy come to form the seal, but soon I let of that thought. I am at the limit of enduring pain and can't even lift my finger, much less drink a potion to support the creation of the seal. As time passed, I did not feel the sucking sensation off my body. Is it because I am too much in pain and can't sense anything, or it is gaining its energy from somewhere, such as the mutated trance heart I ate earlier? Time passed by and I got the slight sensation of getting the fourth seal completed, but I did not get rush of call refreshing energy as I always got after the completion of the seal. No matter how much I try to sense, there is nothing except for the pain of my mana burning. That sensation also dwarfed by the immense pain I am feeling. I am hoping to get relief of a few seconds from this pain, but all my hope get dashed as I felt nothing but pain. The only proof of healing energy is my healed palms and gums. After I felt that seal is stabilized, I again started to circulate moves of Supreme Combat Exercise. This is the perfect chance to advance Supreme Combat Exercise, and it wouldn't be fair if I didn't use this opportunity well. I felt no spike of pain from Supreme Combat Exercise as I circulated the 1 at move of the 5th seal, seeing that I started to circulate Supreme Combat Exercise at my full speed. If this going on, I may be lucky enough to create the 5th seal of exercise, which will definitely give the edge in surviving this realm. I am circulating 9th move when I felt Ashlyn opened her mind, and next moment she entered inside me. As she entered inside me, I felt like the pain I am feeling is lessening. It's like she is sharing my pain. I wanted to say thank you, but I can't seem to form thought to say that. Choo choo. She somehow understood my thoughts and chirped soothingly in my mind. I understand now that Ashlyn's pain gone. It would take much time to also because of that I increased the speed of exercise's circulation to the limit. I was right. A few minutes later I felt my pain lessening as I am circulating 15th, and as mana burning pin lessened, I started to feel the pain of exercise. Still, I kept circulation and only stopped at the 17th circulation when I felt too tired to go further. Chapter 140 Mystical Medicine I. When my mana stabilized and all pain is gone, I opened my eyes slowly. There is no change in my tent except for my little sweaty body and me fully enveloping my backpack with arm and legs. I weakly let go of my backpack and started to examine my body. As I started to examine it, I found no change in it except for I am a little stronger due to the 4th seal. There is some blood stain on my mouth and palm which I quickly cleaned. I again fully checked my body again, but I still found it no different than earlier, and I am still at initial level of specialist grade. Choo choo. Ashlyn came out of chirp. I sensed her meaning through our link. She is saying to me to check my mana. I am such an idiot. I would have first checked my mana. I felt all that fucking pain because of it. I cursed in my mind as started to check my refinement engine for mana. Fuck, there is only 15% mana left in central storage and mana purity. I stopped my cursing midway when I saw my mana purity. Before eating Treyant Heart central storage of my refinement engine about 95% full, and now there is barely 15%, but that not the important thing. My mana purity was at 86.4% before I eat Treyant's Heart, but now my mana purity is fucking 90.8%. So, this is the use of this mutated treat heart to purify the mana. This is a fucking miracle. This purity means not only I have lethal attacks, but most importantly, I can use my night grade skill now. With the power of night grade skill, my survival is guaranteed as long as any corporal level monster didn't attack me. With this skill and 4th seal, my power had more than doubled. I was so excited that I just wanted to go out and try my skill, but I did not, as it is forbidden. Any type of fighting in the camp is not allowed, even if it is self, duel or group. I sigh with disappointment before cheering up. I just have to wait for the night, as I will get plenty of chances the power of night grade skill. I got one more shock when I looked at my holowatch. I thought minimum 3 to 4 hours definitely would have passed, but when I looked at my holowatch, I saw there is barely 45 minutes had passed. I looked at the half-eaten mutated treat heart in the ground and sigh. I will not eat it again for some time. I don't want the experience that pain again for some time. Even if it were to purify my man further, I will not eat it. Choo choo choo. Ashlyn chirped in warning as I moved my hand toward the mutated Treyant heart on the floor. She thought I wanted to eat one more time and warned me against it, saying that there is no use eating again, and if ate it, I will experience double the pain I've experienced before. I've shuddered to hear that. I didn't want to experience such pain again if possible. I am just picking it to pack, I said as I took out a delicate box from my storage. This delicate box is one of the miscellaneous things I got from Andrew and Neil. This delicate box is a preservation box. It is used to preserve important things inside. They must have found it by luck as it looks very delicate and beautifully designed. I wasn't able to identify its grade, but it's definitely not some grade 1 utility type artifact. I put the delicate box down and looked at the mutated Treyant heart. With the help on the small knife, I started to cut it into pieces. The size of pieces is same as Ashlyn and I ate earlier. There are 9 small mouthfuls of pieces in front of me. I carefully put 7 pieces inside the delicate preservation box. The other 2 pieces are for Jill and William. They both had helped a lot and many times saved my life, and one time I heard Jill mutter that if her mana had been more purified, she would be able to use her best skill. I quickly freshened up and changed into new clothes before walking toward Jill and William's tent. Knock knock. I knock on their tent and next second Jill's voice rang out from the tent, asking me to come in. Michelle. Did something happen? Do you need something? Jill asked, seeing me coming with a serious face. They both seemed to be playing some game on their holowatch as I came inside. I shook my head and removed 2 small pieces of mana heart, places it in front of him. Michael, why are you acting all serious and was with these pieces of Traiant's heart? Jill asked after giving them casual glance, but William picked one piece and carefully looked at. What do they do? William asked in a deep tone as if he understood something. They are. I started to tell them how I found it and found it peculiar. I took a bite out of it and how extreme pain I felt and how the purity of my head increased. Both of their faces turned serious, even lively Jill had a serious expression in her face. Is it miracle fruit? Jill asked, no one in particular. No. William shook his head before adding, miracle fruit, as its name suggests, are fruit with miraculous abilities. This one probably is mystical medicine, Michael added. Mystical medicine? This is the first time I've heard this term. Jill seems to understand it as the look of understanding dawned on her face, but seeing my clueless face she decided to explain to me. Mystical medicines are just like miracle fruits, just that they occur in different shape and sizes other than fruits. So, that's how it is. They are just like miracle fruits other than not including any fruits.